always got to be prepared for when OBS does finally. Come on, sort yourself out, OBS, you piece of shit. There we go. Oh, good, it's working. Yay. Oh my word. How we all doing? Everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and welcome back to the DK109 channel for a little bit more D&D, because it's the weekend, which means I now press that button there on my stream deck, which does the automatic tweet letting people know that we've gone live. So yes, last week we took the week off. I needed some personal time. Basically, my head was being about as noisy as a head can be. And I wasn't in a very good place to be even really playing anything, let alone running any games. So I decided I just needed a bit of time off, and the parties were very kind to let me do so. But we're back this weekend. Yeah, well, you know, I like to think that I gave you the option, and you chose wisely. I like to think that anyway. But yeah, so we're here back. We're back once again with the Dungeon Master D4 damage to your hit points. That was oddly accurate. Crazy. Anyway, yeah, so because it's a Saturday, we've got the Saturday Spiders, which means that we are joined by Ty. He's going to sound a little bit janky because he's not on his regular PC for the moment. We're joined by Westlaw. We're joined by Dakota. What? Fair. Dakota's here as well, and I'm sure that I'm about to deliver some news that's probably going to devastate her after I've done the introduction. Not your character, and also we're joined by Badger. But we have no Sean. We have no Roland Hammer, as he's off this week and next week. He's got some stuff he needs to do regarding, I believe it's the course he's doing, or some presentation or something he said about. I forget the exact details of what he sent me before, because he did send me a message about it, but I know that there's something that he's trying to sort out. Oh, I know. How dare they? How dare they? Yes, so the something that I meant to tell you, Dakota, and Pook as well, actually. You know how I said I'm gonna find a way to have your characters get married? The randomly generated downtime events of one of the table, like a table that I found that gives a much broader depth of downtime activities, and randomly generates them, has led to 2 other members of one of the other parties getting married first. I'm sorry. I'm Whoa. It weren't far off that, to be honest. It was pretty much that what happened. Well, the table created the narrative of, like, basically that they just woke up. Yeah, they did their downtime, their carousing, and the 2 characters woke up the next morning in the same bed, both wearing a wedding band. It's yeah, it's no, yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. Who knows if it will last? It's it's a paladin. It's a paladin and a rogue. So yeah. And short. And short. They will most likely be rather short. Right. Okay, pokes. So now, party. Do you remember what your plan was? I'll just move you onto the correct map. Well, yeah, it's possible carnivorous. They believe, they suspect carnivorous butterflies may be involved. Um, oh no, these you're looking. There is a missing key, and they suspect carnivorous butterflies are involved. Could be. I mean, it literally says missing key. We suspect carnivorous butterflies are the culprits. Prior experience required. No pay until task is completed successfully. Contact Drego Brodlow at the Rolling Jade. From flesh, from flesh. I mean, their face is 80% straw. Oh my word. Yep. Get yourself some flesh, bruh. Bruh. Uh, laughing, chuckling, and giggling about carnivorous butterflies and their faces that are 80% straw. As in slurp, slurp, straw. Okay, mate. So, yes, you'd been to the bank and because you'd cashed your check, as it were, and got yourself some of your pay, and then you were going to be going to the Rolling Jade to meet Drego Brodlow. Was the plan? Let me just put you in some tavern music instead. Oh, given that it was my birthday as well, I should say it was my birthday on the 25th, and my darling Jem got me something nice, a selection of nice things actually. She got me a couple of. She made me. This is the moment where we derail the game so that I can show off the things that I was bought. She made me a box that says DK's Dice on it, and it's a box that like is all customized and stuff, and it comes with, yeah, it's pretty. Um, and a dice rolling box. With one of my favourite stickers I've ever seen for D&D, which is a D20 that's rolled a 1 and says, "Guess I'll die." And yeah, and that's where I've put all my extra dice that are in that box at the moment. She also got me this book here, a notebook which just says "Roll for Initiative," and on the inside it's got a couple of stickers. One with the ETNL crew sticker, and one with the DM's notebook of doom. And that's the one I'm writing in currently today, by the way, in case you guys are wondering, if you wanted to know that, just in case. Also got a dice holder dragon, which is quite nice. Little dice holder dragon, which is quite nice. We got 2 kilos of Jack Daniel's fudge, of which 1 kilo remains. Uh, Jack Daniel's fudge. It is. Um, it is still nice though. We also got another one, which is couples who roll together. Couples who roll together stay together. Yeah. We got two Warframe comics, because I do still play and really enjoy Warframe. So she got me 2 of the Warframe comics, which was quite nice. She got me like this a light up box thing, or a LED cinematic LED light box, which is a personalised message on that. So she had that put together for me as well, which is really nice of her. I need to find somewhere where I can actually put that, where it will not be a nuisance. and possibly my favourite thing of all the things that she got me, which is that I quite like anime. And one of my favourite animes is Sword Art Online. Judge me for that if you like. I don't care. I enjoy it. And she's done this thing here for Dan and Gemma as Kirito and Asuna, which I thought was possibly the most adorable thing I've seen just about ever. Yeah. I did. But yes, shall we return to the game? Now that I've finished showing off the things that I'm using. It's awesome stuff. I'm very happy with all of it. I'm very, very happy with well, see, the thing is, I've never really done anything for my birthday before, so it was quite enjoyable to actually just spend some time like that. Thank you. Thank you. None of you get disadvantage. Okay, so you're at the Rolling Jade. It is a predominantly dwarven tavern. There's a couple other patrons. There's a couple of halflings that are drinking in there as well. There's a couple of humans around too, but there's roughly 20-30 dwarves in this place, and they're all like crammed around tables, like 6 or 7 to a table or a booth, all having their own little conversations. When you check in your notepad, because I'm sure you would have made a note of this because you're the one who was really, really keen on this. Drego Brodlow is the name of the person you were seeking. There's a very, very broad and swarthy dwarf. Don't hear anyone but me. Bear me a second. Let me check. Ah, there we go. I had clicked the mute thing for game/music, which means that should now be behaving itself. Thank you for pointing that out for us, Kane. That stops us from having made too much of a fool of ourselves or anything like that. So do appreciate the point.
I don't know. We've got the rest of the session for that.
Yeah, that's like too much. Stop doing too much of a fool of ourselves. Okay. So you're in the rolling. Bless you. You're in the Rolling Jade, as I said, predominantly dwarven establishment, or frequented and patroned by dwarves. And there is a particularly broad and swarthy dwarf with grey hair and a big bushy grey beard and big bushy grey eyebrows. His face is mostly fur, it seems, from what's going on with all of the greyness and the furriness and the hairiness. And he does, as he sees the coins appear, he quickly as a swarthy dwarf can, sidles up that side of the bar and goes, "Oh, hello, lassie. How can I help?"
Yes, I'd like to go ahead and get a drink, but I'm also looking for Drego Brodlow.
Drego. Okay, right. You're going to need this then. And he quickly pours out four pints of ale and pops them all up onto the end of the end of the bar. Takes the coins away. As you're going to need them. He's not in here. He's in the beer garden out back. Just follow around the side of the bar there. Don't take the left. That's the loo. It's being refurbished. You won't like it. Go straight ahead out there. He's in the garden. He's the only one in the garden. He's easily spotted. Don't say the word cat to him. It makes him nervous.
Duly
I
noted.
get the wicked grin at that, but no, it's alright then.
Behave, Namir.
Oh, that's no fun. She grabs her drink and she adds, "Can I get another one for Drego? I can't."
No. He doesn't drink. You don't give him drink.
Oh well, alright then.
What do we need these for then?
You'll
Well,
need
I
them for
want one to
yourselves.
drink.
You need them for yourselves.
I'll take
Wonderful.
yours if you don't want it. And she picks up two glasses.
Whoa, didn't say that.
For a minute, she holds it just above reach, but then she lowers it down to it.
Which is not very high. Thank you. Shall we?
What's your name, good sir? She asked the barkeep.
Oh, my name. They just, most of the time, everyone just calls me Greybeard because no one can actually pronounce my name. So it's just easier to call me Greybeard.
All right, then,
Greybeard it is.
Greybeard. Thank you very much.
Afternoon, Namir.
She follows the directions.
Okay,
She's
so
sipping
you,
as she goes.
so when you get out into the beer garden, it's like that classic. Hey baby, it's like that classic like pub beer garden sort of thing. It's just like a little enclosed area. Where it's just like a little bit of fresher air, the sort of place where it's people who want to sit somewhere that's like a little bit quieter than inside the tavern themselves. And it's a nice little area, but it is completely devoid of people, with the exception of one quite young-looking human who's sitting in a corner. Where there's like a tree growing up over the fence. He's sitting like under the shade of that tree.
Hey there, would you be Drogo?
Yes, I'm Drago.
We heard you had a problem. She walks over. Are there any seats near him?
Yeah, so he's like patio furniture sort of stuff. That's that sort of style of thing. There's like little stools around a table, and but there's no parasol or anything, which is why he's sitting under the shade of the tree.
Okay, she'll go ahead and just plop down in the nearest seat to him.
Hello.
So Puka will walk up to the table as well, and instinctively he will pull out a small tome and quill and ink from one of his many pouches. So, I hear we have some problems with some butterflies. Tell me some more.
Yes. Well, I have in my home. It's a ancestral family home, just a little way up the street from here. Where my family have lived there for generations. It's our ancestral home. We've been there as long as the city's been here. We've been there, always been there. And my great. He starts counting on his fingers. Great.
While he's counting his fingers, can I
Great
do some
uncle.
kind of check to see if she recognizes the Broadlow name?
Yeah, you can do a history check. Yeah, you do recognise it as being one of the older family names. It's not like a particularly. It's not like one of these. Like they're not like an institution sort of thing for they're not like
It's not particularly prestigious.
yeah, they're not like nobles or anything for it, but it's not like a name that's in disrepute or anything either. It's just it's an old name. It's a name that has been in the city for years. Yeah, so eventually gets great uncle. No, one more great on that. But he left us. He left us in his will. He left us a big steamer trunk type thing. I've used steamer trunk because I've been playing a lot of Fallout 4 on and off now. I don't mean steamer trunk; it just means a big chest. He left us a big traveling trunk chest thing, and there's a lock on it, and we can't get in there. But we used to have the key, but we was told that none of us should ever open it until such a time as the signs were right that the chest should be opened and the items within could be used to save the world. And the omens started happening in the way that the clouds were shaped, and the things were bad. So we need to open up the chest so that I can save the world. but then
Mia
the
takes a
key
big swig.
the key went missing, and I'm sure it was the butterflies that did it. I'm sure
Right.
it was. One of them bit me.
Now, let me get this straight. I just want to make sure if I'm going to be making notes on this, I need to make sure that I have this absolutely understood. You're telling me that your great 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 etc. uncle left you a chest that you don't have the key to.
We did have the key to.
You did have the key to it, but now you don't.
That's right.
And apparently there are some omens in the clouds. And stop
Yes.
me if I'm getting this wrong. Omens in the clouds, that means you need to open the chest to save the world.
That's correct.
You need
Show
to
me
save
this
the world.
bite wound you
That's
got from
correct.
the butterflies.
He holds out his hand. There's absolutely nothing wrong with his hand at all. He just holds out his hand in front of you.
So let me think. So what exactly are you supposed to be saving the world from?
I don't know. That's what the thing inside the chest will tell me. All I knew is it's been in our family for generations, and we were told the omens to look out for. And I saw the omens, and then I went to open the chest to see what that there would be a clue in or something in there to tell me what I needed to do, but I couldn't find the key. But I knew where I left the key, and then I saw the butterfly that was about to fly out of the window. And I shouted at him, and I pointed my finger at him, and I scolded him, and I told him off, and then he bit my hand and flew away.
Right. And that's the bite on your hand there.
Yes.
Can I inspect that just to see it, please?
Mia
it's
takes
important.
another big swig.
So yeah, he holds his hand out in front of you.
What can I see?
Absolutely
marks on
nothing. No marks or anything at all.
Interesting. It seems to have left a very faint mark. So faint as to almost be invisible, you might say.
Well, that's because if they bite you too hard and leave a mark, then that means people know about them, and then they get people coming after them. But no one will go after them, so I have to hire people to go after them. Will you go
Tell
after them?
me, Drogo. Tell me. Who
Drago.
else has... Yes, Drago, whatever. Tell me, who else has seen these butterflies?
My mother saw the butterfly as well. She was in the garden when it flew away.
Your mother saw some butterflies in the garden.
Yes.
That would be the normal place that you would see butterflies, yes.
So how many people
That's
have you
how they
already
hide.
sent to look for these butterflies in this key?
No one has come to help me yet.
More
He
importantly,
looks really, really sad when he says that as well. It's like, no one's come to help me yet. No one will help me save the world.
More importantly, how big are these butterflies and how big was this key?
The key is he just holds up his hands. It's basically like the size of like a standard like padlock sort of key lock thing. And it says the butterfly was about this big, and he holds his hands out to be about the size of like a sparrow.
Right. And do you know that anybody else in your family history has ever seen butterflies or moths like this or anything like that?
I don't know.
You don't know. I have a sneaking suspicion that they may have done. What does your family
think it's a family
for a
curse?
business?
We're silk salesman.
You sell silk. And have you sold silk as a family recently? Or are you just living on savings?
We've been silk salespeople for generations. We've always been in the trade industry.
Is this something you employ people to do for you?
We own and manage the shop, but we have people that we employ to do the porting.
Right. Right.
So how
Okay.
much would this job pay, Drogo? If we go looking for these butterflies of yours?
If you can bring me back the key so that I can save the world, I'll give you 250 gold coins of my own personal money.
Now, my next question, is the key actually important, or can we just open the chest?
Oh, the chest. My great uncle. He was a great wizard. He enchanted the chest.
Your uncle was a wizard.
No, my great.
Yes, we get the point. Your old uncle.
Great wizard.
How about we just call him Dunkle and be done with it?
My uncle is just a shopkeep.
Right. So
he's not a wizard at all.
Your ancestor, who is also your uncle, was a wizard.
Yes, a very powerful wizard.
Was he also a silk salesman?
No, his brother, my great.
Yes.
Great grandfather was the head of the family, and he founded the business. I'm trying not to giggle to myself every time I have to give this explanation.
Right. So, again, let me make sure I'm getting this straight. Your ancestor uncle, who is also a wizard, made a chest within which there are implements to save the world. Should you see omens in the clouds?
No, that's just silly. He's a wizard. He didn't make chests. He just enchanted an existing chest. You're silly.
Okay.
I like you.
So your ancestor uncle, who apparently is a wizard,
yes,
procured a chest and the things in it, then enchanted it. The things in it would save the world should you see some omens in the clouds. However, you can't save the world currently because a key has been carried off by sparrow-sized butterflies.
You've got some of the details wrong, but you're mostly correct.
Can you see how this may appear a little outlandish?
Nemia puts a hand on on Poop's shoulder and says, I think if we just get the man his key, we can get our money, and he'll be happy, and he can save the world, and we'll be done.
I'm not sure there is one, or if there is, you know what? We'll open the chest for you, Drago. Your name, fine. We will open the chest for you.
Do you have the key already? Did you find?
No.
Did you go and find the key and then bring it back here so that we could open the chest?
Look. Can you just take us to look at the chest?
Okay.
Good.
And he gets up from his little stool and sort of like very slowly walks out of the garden.
If we
towards
happen
the
to
tavern.
see any butterflies on the way and kill them, do you kind of add some extra coin for that?
Well, you can't just go around killing butterflies willy-nilly. They're useful to people who have flowers and they like them. You have to only get the carnivorous ones.
I don't think these are the same butterflies, and I don't think these butterflies are very helpful for the general populace, especially those who aren't crazy. But you'll see that we have an orc here, as well as a tiefling, as well as an Alsanar as well, who are very adept at butterfly finding and killing.
I did follow the butterflies into the forest, and I think I know where they are. There's a cave I think they're hiding in, but I was too scared to go inside on my own. And he looks really ashamed when he says that as well. Like he's really, really embarrassed about the fact that he was too scared to go in the cave.
So you believe now, okay, just again, I need to make sure I've got this straight, that you think that the butterflies, the magical butterflies, the carnivorous magical butterflies, no less, have stolen the key to the chest to save the world, and they're now hiding in a cave in a forest.
Insight check on Nemia's part to see if he believes what he's telling us.
Oh yeah, he fully believes everything he's telling you.
Yeah, you rolled a nat 20. Nice.
Yeah, he's completely he is being completely honest with you.
Right.
I'm all
Now.
for it.
But he does when Puka's fish so he does stop and sort of just look up, and he's like he's looking a little bit scared at the moment because I didn't think they were magical. You said they're magical, but do you think they know magic as well? That'd be even more dangerous if they were carnivorous and they know magic. Are you sure you're up to the task?
I
It
don't
might
know.
be a catastrophe.
No. And he sort of like he starts twitching.
Nemia smirks and her tail sways
Was that
happily.
really necessary, Namir?
Well, it could
He just stiffens up. His like his shoulders go. He's like.
As if hinges
He's just like
aren't
looking
already
around.
loose enough. Okay, as if hinges aren't already loose enough. You had to mention the feline, right? Okay.
I did no such thing. I was just talking about a potential disaster.
Yes, quite. Now, Drago, could you take us, please, to see the chest?
And he takes you down the street, and it's the house is about 10 minutes walk from the tavern, and he lets you in through the front door, and he takes you up. It's like a big sort of townhouse sort of thing, and he takes you up onto the first floor, then up onto the second floor, and then up into the attic where there's all sorts of like your standard attic detritus of a not badly off family. There's these things like there's even like a dressmaker's dummy in the corner that's like covered in some cobwebs and stuff.
Before we go in, I will turn round to the party. Now, Grokash, Nimriel, I have need of your assistance. You will know that I'm not particularly strong, and when it comes to slinging this quarterstaff, it can hurt, but certainly not nearly as much as you can pile on the hurt. So I'd like your advice. And Pook's really struggling to keep a straight face at this point. How would you defend against carnivorous butterflies? How would you enter this attic safely? And he's really struggling to keep back the laughter.
I would open their mouth and eat them.
Grokash just reaches for his glaive. He's like, kill first.
Righto. Well, I'm going to inspect this chest once we get in here. I'm relying on you to protect me from the magical Fluttershies.
Grokash takes this extremely seriously and nods very solemnly.
That was not the effect Pook was looking for. Drago, lead us in.
Okay, certainly. And he takes you into the attic. He doesn't seem to be too worried about entering the attic or anything at all. The attic is it's got the whole pointed roof thing for it, and at either end of the triangular piece of the roof, at either end there's a big round window. So it's like it's that sort of like very much the classic the accessible attic sort of view thing. So he leads you over to where there is this big trunk, and there's a couple of big hefty padlocks on it. So it's got two leather straps, the thick leather straps that go over the top of it, and the bolts, the locks go through that. It's when you think like the big steamer chest type style trunk, it's like a classic one of those.
I don't know the steamer chest is, man.
You do know you've played Fallout 4. You do know what a steamer chest is.
Oh, is it the big
You
square,
do know.
very square?
Yeah. The end of dungeon loot chest that you find in Fallout 4. It's one of those.
Alright, yeah.
Now, Drago, is this the chest to save the world?
Yes, this is my great
Enough.
uncle's chest.
Now, there is something very important that we need to go through, Drago. Efficiency when it comes to this sort of thing, and time is key. So if we could stop with the great stuff, we are aware of how ancient your uncle is.
I could just could just call him Uncle Drago because I was named after him.
That would be preferable.
Okay.
Good. Pook's going to step towards the chest, and I'm going to examine it first of all, see if I can notice any kind of unusual markings or any magical mechanisms or glyphs or anything like that.
Kadoxo, just like a sort of like a. Oh, you are doing an arcane examination of it. There is an aura of magic emanating from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with a 13, I think I could say you'd know the School of Magic, which you think you can probably guess anyway. But for the life of me, I can't remember which one it is.
It's not abjuration, is it?
Or
enchantment.
I think it's enchantment. Skip too far through the book.
So in the attic, there's like
yes.
a window to look out, right?
There is, yeah. The window's open as well.
Okay, Namia will go to stand and kind of look out the window down into the presumable garden.
Yeah, it is indeed. It is the garden. You can see a female figure in a big wide hat is tending the garden down there. You would assume that to be the mother. But yeah, the School of Magic that you're detecting, or that you detect sign of, is abjuration.
Okay. Nimriel,
Yes,
do you have a particular way with people?
I do.
Yeah, sure.
I like that. The questioning that I do.
Why don't you go and speak with Mum? Let's see if we can't find out a bit more about this from her point of view. Whilst I inspect this chest further.
I guess I could do this. Dumbfounded look on her face.
Grokash, what would you advise next, as if where we may have to delve into a butterfly cave? What would you advise we do next?
Hit hard, hit fast. Kill all.
Namia, can I get you to do a perception check for me, please?
Okay. That was the wrong button. And they were both terrible.
Tippity tappity tippity tap 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 tip.
That was sent to the wrong person.
Totes orcs, yo.
There we go.
It's that in, I tell you.
I mean, to be fair, that's not a plan that I have no problem with anyone seeing.
God.
Yeah, so Nimriel, you do hear that voice in your head. And to be honest, I could probably just post that to chat. It's not a secret.
Yeah, it has got into chat view for stream chat anyway.
Oh, has it? Because
Yeah.
it wasn't last time.
The stream
was-
season.
Yeah, it wasn't last time when I was doing it for some reason.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the one-sided
If you hear
conversation.
a voice in your head, search the house if you can. Look for anything unusual.
You do recognise the voice to be Pook's, but it is definitely inside your head rather than audible.
Cringy.
Well, there's moments where it doesn't matter which direction you're facing on, it's coming from below and slightly to the left.
Nice.
You know, you find yourself turning around, but the voice doesn't. The voice doesn't move in front of you. The voice is still behind you. Negative X. So, who shall we come to first? Shall we do Nimir? Sorry, no, Nimriel talking to Mum. Should we do that first?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. She's gonna search the house first, though.
Oh, you're all going to search the house. Okay, what do we
No. I think Nimriel's searching the house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the plan, as far as I'm concerned, is to keep Drago busy.
Right. Okay. So who's going to talk to Mum then?
I think Nimriel. I think that was more than that was a kind of a ploy to get Nimriel to leave.
Right. Okay. So gotcha. Sorry. Okay. I'm on board now. I am on board. I know what's going on. Okay. Thanks. Okay. So Nimriel is going to be searching. Is anyone going to go and talk to Mum? Because that means I don't need to do a voice if no one's going to talk to Mum. That's good. Brilliant. We're not doing that.
I mean, that's going to be like super awkward. And if I'm like, Nimriel, go talk to Mum, and then one of us is like, I'm just going to go and talk to your Mum.
The idea.
No, it's fine. No, it just means I don't need to do a voice basically, so that makes me happy. Right. Okay. So Nimriel is going to be searching the house. So let's just.
I don't know what I'm looking for here.
Well, but you'll see the phrase you told there was look for anything unusual. So it's definitely going to be. Well, the thing is there anything in particular you decide you're going to want to look for, or are you just generally having a look for anything that seems out of place?
Anything that looks like a butterfly, anything that looks like maybe dust that isn't just dust, if you get me.
Okay, well, we've got the second floor, first floor, and ground floor. So as you're moving through the house, ostensibly meant to be heading down to the garden to go and talk to Mum. Was being what Drago's thinking, at least, or essentially what he was told.
Yeah.
Why don't you give me an investigation roll for each floor? So 3 investigation rolls.
Apparently, there's a horse in the house.
It's the window's open. You're getting the sound from the town, all right?
No, I want there to be. I mean, these guys are weird. There's definitely a horse in the house. There's a horse room somewhere with just a horse in it.
13, a 12, and a 15. Okay, so as you're moving through the house, you're seeing that there's like quite a few curios and antiques, the sort of things that an old family will gather over the years. There's a lot of family paintings up on the walls. Almost all of the family paintings are something that they're outdoor scenes, and the outdoor scenes, there are always featured in the outdoor scenes. There are things like flowers, butterflies. A lot of them are sort of like out in a meadow or a clearing in a forest.
Is there
But
any
there's-
consistence with these images? Any of them extra?
Some of them are some none of them are damage rather at all. Some of them are. There's a few of them that have got either like the same or very very similar locations. So it seems like maybe they've had they've had a lot of like family picnics out to these same locations each time.
Can I look at the corners or even the back of these paintings to see if they have some sort of location or a person that made them?
Yeah, there's nothing that really. No, there's they've all got signatures on them. And it's a different signature for each one of them. But there's nothing on there that actually on any of them that says like an exact location. But they've got like they a lot of time painters will have like a little plaque on them And so you get those where it lists the names of the family members that are in that photo that picture, but it doesn't actually say where they are or anything at all. Nothing more clear than the woods around Neverwinter. There's nothing more distinct than just like a general, oh, it's somewhere in home counties sort of thing.
Yeah. Alright, what about containers? Any containers that I can look inside, see if there's anything like unusual?
Nope. Nothing that really stands out as the sort of thing that's worth looking into, aside from there is on the mantelpiece, there are several urns. They're very clearly funerary urns.
Do they have names on them?
Yes, it's all variations of something or other Brodlow.
Did we get that with his name?
Yes, so it's Drego Brodlow. is his name.
Right, yeah. Is that one on there?
There is no urn for Drego Brodlow, no.
That's on the mantle, so there's a fire
Yeah, there's a fire. There's a fire. No fire going because it's it's in the summer at the moment, so they don't need to have the fire going. But the fire, the fireplace is still there.
Look up the chimney. I don't know.
No, it's
Right
dark. So, whilst you're off exploring the house, I imagine probably taking a total of about 20 to 30 minutes to go through the whole of the house, I would imagine. What is everyone else doing currently still in the attic as we time travel backwards by 30 minutes so that we can have other things going on at the same time?
Nimi is finding ways to bother Pook. But also, did you get my whisper?
Me?
DM.
Oh.
Oh.
Unless you sent it to me via Discord or something, no.
Oh, okay. Well, I said whisper to GM. Okay.
Hang on.
Oh.
Hang on, let me check the thing. Yes.
Okay. Well, it ruins the surprise now, but okay.
Yeah, sorry, I've got too many windows open at once. Yeah, that sort of stuff, just send me on Discord, it's easier. Because
Gotcha.
I've got Discord open all the time.
Can I take 20 on my Arcana?
No.
Oh, I still wish that was a thing.
Okay, so question about that. Like, if we're going to send you a whisper out about something we want to do in private or just want you to know about, but it requires a roll, how do you want us to do that?
Well, once I've
you there so you can
notify me through Discord so I know what's going on with it, because because the way I have to have the windows open, I don't see my chat on my GM window.
I'm with you. Okay.
You can roll to GM anyway.
Yeah, you can do roll to GM. But so once I've seen a thing, I can then respond to you, and then you can do a GM roll.
/GR.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I can just leave that open for now anyway. Yeah, I'll leave that open for now anyway. Right. Okay. So, who else is doing what? I can't remember what we said a moment ago because then we got distracted with things.
Drago, you will have to excuse me. I'm just going to go check on Nimriel, if you don't mind.
Okay then.
Please, do speak to Namira if you have anything else to discuss regarding your family tree. I'm sure she's more than interested.
Okay.
Oh, quite, she says, and she climbs onto the windowsill, and she just sits there.
Can I have another perception check from you, please, actually, Nimir?
Whoa! Cracking out those nuts tonight.
I just needed to climb up on the windowsill.
There is something very soft and not kind of sticky underneath your hand. It's not like sticky like, oh, I've just let in syrup. It's more like sticky like, okay, there's something here that is sticking to my hand. This is really weird.
Okay. She'll
Sat on a mimic.
yeah. She'll. Are we saying she went ahead and sat on it?
Yes. Basically, as you've sat down, you've put you put your hand on the windowsill to hoist yourself up to sit in it. Your hand as you then move your hand away from that to like put them in your lap or whatever it is when you notice that like there's something there.
Okay. She'll lift up her hand to examine, see if it has any color or any other texture than just sticky.
There is something white and fibrous, and very soft, silky smooth.
Just for good measure, she'll go ahead and try to smell it.
Doesn't smell of anything.
She'll hold her hand out to Drogo and say, "Is that silk? What is that?"
Yeah, that's silk.
What's it doing up here?
That's probably from one of the spiders that gives us their silk.
Oh, you don't use silkworms?
No, worms are horrible. Worms. No, because the worms we used to use the worms, but the worms they turn into butterflies, and butterflies are bad. Butterflies are carnivorous, but we don't use those anymore because they're dangerous. They could kill people. Really, really bad. We use the spiders instead because spiders are safer.
She looks at Grokash and her face is all scrunched up, and she kind of crosses her eyes at him, and then she looks back at Drogo and says, "Where do you keep your spiders?"
We don't keep the spiders. They come to us, and then they give us their silk.
How do you run a business? What? This doesn't make any sense.
How do you do that?
How does the economy support such action?
It's been that way for years. It was when a long time ago when Uncle Drego he tamed.
Oh, you're named after him.
Yeah, he tamed a spider, and he put an enchantment on the spider, and then when the spider had the babies, the enchantment went on them as well, and they provide us with silk. They come to us in the night and they spin silk for us, and then we make our clothing and the bolts of silk and stuff out of that. We sell it on.
Every time he says spiders, Grokash shivers a little bit, thinking about just giant spiders.
That's a lot of shivering.
Can I roll like a check to see if Nemia notices this?
I think with the nat 20 perception, you've still got
still
some
good?
lasting
Okay.
awareness. Yeah.
Okay. She tucks away that bit of information for later, and she asks, "So, where is it they spin the silk? Did you get it?"
I don't actually know. I just know they come along in the night, and then when I get up in the morning, Mum's already working with the bolts.
She looks down at Mum if she's still in the garden.
Yeah, she's just tending a rosebush.
So, your mom just, I'm flabbergasted. I really don't know what to think about this, Grokash.
Yeah.
Well, there's a very, very interesting thing as well, which is that when you use silk that comes from spiders, because the spiders are naturally more susceptible to magic. The silk they produce is better at holding magic, which means when wizards want to have magical robes made, they'll have their robes made out of spider silk if they can, because it's a way to make it so that the robes can be enchanted properly with magic, because the spiders are more susceptible to it, and so is their silk.
Oh, I know someone who might be interested in that. Let's say, instead of you giving us gold, you give us enough of that silk to make a robe.
I couldn't do that. We only sell wholesale amounts. We were a distributor. We wouldn't do private sales.
Well, we're trying to help you save the world, Drogo. I don't understand why you can't make an exception.
Because
Also, if you just want to give us a wholesale bunch of it, we'll take it.
It's not my decision to make. I could provide. I suppose I could see about having you provided with what?
Did that just happen?
Yeah, he did just do that.
Has anyone tried looking in his ears?
I think I
no.
missed something. He said could try to have. And
Yeah, no,
then-
he literally did it. He went. I could try and see about a Sorry, what?
Okay, all right.
He just
She-
like
is
completely
she-
lost. He completely lost his train of thought.
She kind of waves her hand in front of his face. Drogo, are you with me?
Yeah. I forgot what you asked me.
Yeah, we want some silk as payment. We want enough for a robe, or if you refuse to do that, then we want a wholesale batch for our efforts to get this chest open.
The best thing that I could do would be to make it so that, well, I mean, there's a lady who buys a lot of our silk from us. She's a very, very pretty lady. She's very, very nice. She works in the city as well. Her name is Safina, and she turns our silk into robes. And I could maybe get her to make you one, but I don't know. She's very, very pretty, but she doesn't like me.
Do you stare at her awkwardly?
No, I can't even look at her.
She kind of shrugs, and then adds, "I think I need to help Nimril talk to your mom because I want to know more about this."
Grokash
Grokash,
standing there with a thumb up his ass.
Yeah, Grokash looks around and then just walks away from him.
No excuse, just walks.
The kid weirds me out, honestly. He's just fucking... Nope. So can we go to the mum?
Yeah, you can go down. Yeah. You can go down into the garden and speak to them.
Alright, well that's where I'm heading.
Nemea will hook arms with Drogo and kind of bring him along.
Oh.
He's sort of like he feels he's like he walks along quite awkwardly. You're almost dragging him along. He's clearly
So-
he's clearly quite nervous about the fact that he's got actual contact with a female, but he doesn't know if he should actually be nervous because you're a tiefling. And are tieflings females? Do tieflings have females?
Oh, what's your mother's name?
Mum.
What do people address her as when they're not you?
I don't know. I'm not with people when they talk to her. I just call her Mum.
Is her surname Broadlow?
Yeah, of course it is. She's my mum.
Alright, that'll do then. I assume we want to switch to debtors.
We can do that. Pook?
So-
Should we have a quick catch up with Pook, shall we?
I was going to say, presuming that Nimriel's still searching the house, I've gone to the garden to speak with Mum.
Okie dokie.
Yeah, I guess nobody else followed.
So because I think I probably would get there before the other guys, I think, because I left and they
Yeah.
were still talking. So, okay, so I'm in the garden.
Yes, you are.
And what do I see?
You see a beyond middle-aged lady tending to her rosebush. She's in she's not they're not like bad quality clothes, but they're like clothes that have been used quite a bit. You get the feeling that this is the gardening clothes. She's got a nice wide-brimmed hat, some quite thick leather gloves on, and some little shears in her hand for tending to her bush.
Okay. So, is she human? Is she elven? Or
What? You can't really see from where you are. Not clearly. She's got her back to you.
Okay.
She's taller than a dwarf, but she doesn't, and broader than an elf.
Okay, so I will approach Mum, and I'll probably stand a couple of feet away and just clear my throat.
And she's sort of like, she's just like singing softly to herself. Now you're a little bit nearer, you can hear it. Yes, there we go. Get rid of that one there.
I'll clear my throat a bit louder.
It sort of like turns around and she spots you. She's like, "Oh, hello there, dear. How can I help?
Good
Are you one of Drego's friends?"
I perhaps wouldn't go that far. We have met your son, however, and I wondered if I could just speak to you about the chest upstairs.
Oh, yes. Old man Drego's chest. He's the namesake of my boy, you know. His father insisted.
Yes, and I noticed you are particularly more efficient than your son, which is...
Oh, he's a sweet boy. He is a very dear sweet boy.
He is. No, I realise this is a family heirloom, and I apologise for inquiring, but could you tell me a bit more about that chest?
I wish I could, my dear. I don't really know much about it, to be fair. I know that the young boy is absolutely obsessed with it. All the stories that my great grandfather used to sit him down upon his knee and tell him all these wonderful, fanciful stories of his ancestor, the great and powerful wizard. But I'm afraid the details of it I don't know. I know we haven't seen the key for absolutely ages.
How long would you say the key has been missing?
Missing? I don't know as missing. All I know is that I haven't seen it. But then again, if you've spoken with Drego and you know of the chest, I imagine you've seen the attic, and it's not exactly the tidiest place. It's up there somewhere, I'm sure of it, but I know I haven't seen it for an age.
Fair. Does...
I'd hate to think of anything actually being missing in my house. It might not be a tidy place, but I do like to keep everything at least there.
Oh no, certainly. My travelling wagon was very much the same. I knew where everything was, but if anyone else were to
Organised
see that,
chaos.
Absolutely. Now,
Oh my god, is he getting it on with the granny?
Yeah.
would you know if there are any prophecies or omens about that chest or the Great Wizard Drago?
I'm afraid I wouldn't know at all. Like I said, there was some wonderful stories of our ancestor, the Great Wizard, but it's many years before my time, don't you know, dear?
Yes, I just anything to do with. This may sound weird, but butterflies.
No, and I know that we usually when the weather is pleasant, we'll try and head out into the woods where there are some, those lovely, those old little fairy ring areas where you can sit down for yourselves, have yourselves a nice picnic. Of course, must abide by the rules and don't have the picnic inside the ring, of course. No, we like to see I like to see the butterflies anyway. Of course, very useful creatures, very useful. They help to pollinate my lovely rose bushes here.
Yes, rose bushes and gardens and forests. That is where you would normally see butterflies. Good. Well, thank you very much for your help, Miss Drago.
You're very welcome, young. I didn't catch your name.
Almaster Warren Gebetto Pook Temepin, at your service.
I can see why Drago likes you.
Nice. Nimriel's gonna nudge Hook. Ask about the picnics.
Well, if you have any questions to ask, I'm sure this kind lady would answer them.
Cringe.
Yes, certainly, my dear. If you have things you wish to know about my boy, I'll do as much as I can. I'm so glad he's found some friends.
I am not your boy's friend, but the picnics, what exactly do they take place?
Well, we have them wherever the clearings appear. I do like to take nice long walks through the forest when I can of of the weekends, as it were. I like to spend my time in nature. It's very peaceful, very relaxing, and it's a nice way to spend the more pleasant months of the year.
Does he have a particular affinity to butterflies?
He's never really shown that he does or doesn't like them, to be honest.
Now, of course, you would take your son out for picnics and what have you.
Lord, yes, that's
Does-
the point. It's a
does
family
he-
affair.
Does he go by himself?
I'm afraid I wouldn't know.
Okay. I just wondered. I imagine you spend a lot of time out here in your garden and what have you, as it does look lovely. So I imagine you do spend a lot of time here at the house. Does he leave very often?
As far as I know, he spends quite a bit of time at the Rolling Jade. I believe he has some friends there. Maybe I know that I see him go to and from there on a semi-regular basis. Other than that, I'm afraid I mostly leave him to his own devices. He's never caused me any problems. I've never seen any reason to check up on him.
Now, I'm quite interested in your business. You see, I've had these lovely robes given to me by the Silver Talon Guild. However, I always like a good robe, and I hear that you're in the silk business.
Yes.
Do you distribute to many of the silk traders and merchants in Neverwinter?
We don't do that much business in the city. Most of the stuff that we're more of a broker. We have large amounts that we import, which we then distribute further up the coast.
So you don't make the silk yourself?
Oh, good heavens, no! How would one make the silk in the city?
Well, thank you very much for your help. I'll be sure to look out for the family name, though. I am in need of a new robe. Now, thank you so much for your help. I don't wish to disturb you any longer.
If you are in need of a robe, there is one trader who does buy directly from us. Her name, I'm afraid her name escapes me at the moment. I only remember seeing it on the invoice, but she does. She well, it's not so much that she buys from us, more her shipment comes in along with ours, and we just obviously divert her procurement to her before we distribute the rest of the goods we have. But silken strength in the district, in the merchant district.
I'll be sure to check it out. Thank you. Now, Nimriel, I think we've heard everything we need to hear. Shall we let Miss Drago return to tending her garden?
One last
She's already turned around and started tending to her bush again.
Do it on purpose now.
Don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Don't play coy with me.
Disadvantage.
Maybe I was just gonna look around the garden for anything like butterflies or remains. of
Wondrous
butterflies that
treasure
have-
has been added to the vault.
Dude, thank you for that donation, Mojo. You absolute fucking star. Oh my god, thank you for that one, dude.
What a
Oh,
legend.
he is. He knows he is as well.
What a guy.
Goodness.
That guy. Oh, that guy, Mojo.
What a guy.
I forgot what I was going to say now.
So, as we walk away from the old lady, this is exactly what I suspected. There is something not quite right here, Nimriel. I'm not quite sure, not intentionally, but I'm not quite sure that Drago is all there.
It took you this long to realize?
No, but now I believe I have unequivocal proof. Magic in this world, as you are well aware, is a strange and wonderful thing. And stranger things than madness often turn out to be true. However, this time, although I still suspect there's something deeper to this, I think most of what we've already learned is perhaps not quite as tangible as we might like. Shall we regroup?
I imagine it's about this time that the three of them are headed towards the
Yeah, so I was gonna say you're probably also like meeting each other like in the kitchen, as it were. You know, you're bumping into them on their way back in as you're on your way out.
Oh, so you guys were in the garden?
Yes, and Drago, I must say your mother was very, very helpful. She was very informative about the silk.
Yeah, she's
so
very, very smart. Mum is
Where
very
do the spiders
good
leave
at
the
clever.
silk then?
I don't know where they leave the silk.
No, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Pook.
Oh, I'm sorry. he looks really, really sad when that happens. Oh, I'm sorry.
treasure has
Well,
been
do
Do it again! Oh, Mojo just donated again because he got the math wrong for. It says it was meant to be £5. You know, so he's just done $5 again.
What a guy.
Ah!
What a guy.
He's trying to see if he can make me cry. That's what it is. That's why he's
Well,
doing it.
Mia, I'm not sure that Mother knows where the spiders are either. Mainly because I'm not sure anybody really knows where the spiders or the butterflies or anything else is, if you are with me.
Why don't you take us on a walk? Maybe
Now,
to a picnic?
I think we have a couple of options here. Drago?
Yes, Mr. Pook, sir?
Mr. Pook, very nice. May I ask you, have you looked for the key?
Well, yeah, I used to keep it on my desk, which is in the attic where I've got all of Uncle Drego's letters and stuff that he left me. And I kept
Right.
it in the drawer with all the letters.
Have you looked in the attic for the key?
Well, it's not in the drawer, so where else would it be?
Maybe you've misplaced it.
But I don't put the key out or anything unless I need it, and I've never needed it because the omens hadn't happened, so I didn't pull the key out. But now the omens have
Back
happened.
to the attic, and
so
she
I
starts
went-
dragging back upstairs.
On the way there, though, I will keep speaking to Drago. Now, just so I'm clear, how exactly did you hear about these omens?
I just happened to be looking up at the right time, and that's what my
No, I think you misunderstand me. Who told you to look out for omens or what they would be?
is in the stories that have been passed down through generations in the family from Uncle Drego.
Right. I did
So I
speak to your
tried
mother,
to
and she didn't
convince
seem to
him.
remember any.
That's because she's not one of the men, so she wasn't trusted. He seems really quite ashamed of the fact that he wasn't allowed to tell her anything.
Right.
It's only because it's only the men in the family that are trusted with the magic knowledge.
May I read some of these notes, if you don't mind?
You're not a man from my family. You can't read them. You're
Stuff
not
is there.
allowed.
Ooh, and Namia makes that exact noise.
I'm not sure that that is a disadvantage, but fair enough. I will respect your family's wishes in that much. Numia,
Yes.
why? I mean, don't bleed away, but why are we returning to the attic?
Well, if we're gonna get paid for this
I
job,
love
we've
it.
got to
Like-
find.
I like that lead away. Just I can just imagine that Pookie just like, by all means, do go up the stairs. /stare.
Oh, well, if we're gonna get paid for this job, we need to find the key, don't we? And if he's not looked for the key, then Maybe that's what we should do.
Yeah, but the problem with that is, Namir, is there aren't any butterflies up there at the moment. And clearly the butterflies have the key.
Butterflies are suspected. There's no proof it was the butterflies. They're just a suspect.
Nobody ever suspects the butterflies.
Okay.
So we can at least eliminate.
That's why they get away with
obvious.
it so much. Drago says, whispering to Grokash, because no one suspects them. That's why they get away with it.
Also, I tried to bargain with our friend here and get you some silk for a robe, but he's being kind of cagey on it, and she gives Drogo a shoulder bump.
He sort of like just like sways with it a little bit. Doesn't really seem to understand what you're saying. It seems like he might be a little bit simple.
A little bit.
Wait,
Oh, really?
Does it not seem like he may be just under a spell?
Apparently, he's not efficient.
I'm glad you liked that.
That was brutal.
So
Okay,
yeah,
so-
once they get up there, Namiya is gonna start looking.
Pook will reluctantly help Namir as well.
If Pook is helping Namir, then does Pook want to provide Namir with advantage?
Of course.
Then let's have
could
an
Namir
advantaged
assist
investigation roll from
instead?
Namir.
Can Grokash look for butterflies up there?
You can look for butterflies. So, could you look for? Are you looking for butterflies in the attic, or are you like looking out the window
Yeah.
for butterflies?
Boom!
I'm okay.
Ooh.
I guess
So-
if I'm gonna roll good, I might as well just roll it.
So, yeah, you quickly work out sort of like a way that you can, without making too much mess, you can sort of like, you can sort through an area and then like categorize things and make it nice and easy to work your way through and search as efficiently as possible. It still takes you about an hour, during which time Drago's sort of like, he's just sitting on the floor next to the chest. Like hugging his knees to his chest, just watching you guys moving around, as Namir is directing all of you to like, oh yeah, do this thing here, and then this one here, move the things here, look this one, and check that area, and like a proper supervisor foreman type thing. Yeah, so it takes you about an hour, and you find a lot of various detritus and knickknacks and all sorts of things that one would find in an attic of a family that's been around for centuries, but there is no key.
Namiya stands up with a huff and kind of pats her hands together to get rid of the dust and wipes down her armor. Says, "All right then. Looks like we're going on a trip, y'all."
You do also find a lot of like cobwebs and shit.
Same consistency as what she found in the windowsill? Like
Yeah.
Same, okay.
You get the feeling that no one's cleaned this area out for a long time.
Drago.
And he looks up. Yes?
Do you carry the key with you at any time?
No. The key has to stay in the drawer with all the rest of the stuff, because otherwise I'll end up losing it.
Now,
Badger,
I
you
know-
don't find, you don't see any butterflies or anything at all.
now I know these butterflies are clearly fairly intelligent.
Well, they
But-
must be. They worked out how they could get the key.
Yeah, this is
They
something I'm
worked
struggling
out
with.
how to get the drawer open and get the key out and then close the drawer again as well, because always keep the drawer closed,
see,
because otherwise
This
I
is the
could
thing, Drago. This is the thing. Most butterflies lack opposable thumbs. In fact, as far as I'm aware, most butterflies don't have hands.
He looks at you quizzically for a moment from his position where he's sat on the floor, and he just like reaches up with one finger, hooks it under the handle, and pulls the drawer out.
Yeah, you see, you needed a finger for that, didn't you?
Yeah, but they have legs. They could
It's
put a
not-
leg under it and pull it out, and then he closes the drawer again.
Hmm. Okay. All right. Okay. It does look like we're on a trip here. And at the very least, there'll be some money at the end of it. Drago, if everybody else is in accordance, if you don't mind, would
I
you...
can tell you where the cave is, but I'm not gonna go there.
I think you are.
No, it's scary.
It may be scary, Drago.
No,
It
I
may
don't.
be scary. But there's us here to protect you. Have you seen this guy? And Drago will point to the half-orc, because clearly the scariest looking of the bunch. Do you think he's scared of
Nemea
them?
lifts a hand and says, I think maybe he should stay here.
What?
I'm...
Grokash is madly offended that it's implied that he should stay.
What are you upset about, Brokash? She's confused.
I don't want to stay.
I didn't mean you. And she puts a hand on Drogo's shoulder. Man, this guy right here.
He just like cranes his head back and looks up at you, and he's like really thankful looking up at you. It's like,
I am...
Eh,
I am quite knowledgeable, as you may know, and quite experienced, but I'm afraid that doesn't extend to mythical, almost fabulistic butterflies who apparently can open and close drawers and carry keys and are trying to prevent this young, fine fellow from saving the world from some...
Hold on
unbeknownst
just
to
a minute.
anyone.
Hold on just a minute. Drogo, can you leave us alone for a little bit?
but it's my house.
Well, can you just walk outside the attic for a minute so we can talk in private?
Oh, okay. And so like shuffles up to his feet and walks out and down the stairs. And
This poor guy.
She'll shut the door and then she'll make sure the window's closed to the outside. What are you trying to do to this guy? I mean, he's obviously nuts. We're exploiting him out of money to begin with. I mean, do you want to take him? Do you want to take him and terrify him at the same time? What are you doing to him?
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt in a lot of ways. Do I think butterflies are responsible? No.
Yes. Oh.
No, I do not. Do I think there's something more going on here? Yes, I do. We're not going to be able to find this individual cave from this young man's description. And I honestly believe that he may have taken the key, either under his own auspices or under the guidance of somebody else, to this cave. And I think we need to retrieve it. I think there is a key. But I think we need him.
What if he gives fantastic directions? We haven't asked him for them yet. I mean, if he gives us clear directions, which I doubt, I don't see why he can't stay here.
I mean, I have serious doubts in his ability to give directions. Given the amount of times that he described his uncle, he did seem to struggle with how many greats there should be.
And
Now-
you would, your name is a bunch of greats, so okay. It's fine. That was a stupid question, excuse me.
Also, yes, I see your point, but he does seem to have a habit, until fortunately I stopped him, of saying it a lot. You would think after saying it so many times you wouldn't forget. Besides the point, I believe we need him there to unravel what's truly going on here. And
I think it's just some poor daft fellow lost his key.
perhaps, and of course, if it is some poor fellow who's lost his key, and he's lost it in this cave while exploring the forest, then at the very least we can try and put his fears to rest so he's no longer afraid of butterflies.
It seemed pretty ingrained in him. He's Was it when he said silk? I thought he meant they have a silkworm farm or something, but no, spiders, which is surprising.
No, neither. They don't make the silk at all.
He was talking about how he wakes up and his mom's working with silk.
No, they're distributors.
Really bizarre.
They're distributors. They just sell the silk on. They don't make the silk.
Nemea goes to the desk and starts looking for the papers that Drogo was talking about. The one specifically meant for the men in his family.
Okay, give us an investigation roll.
Okay, well, rolling has come to a halt. Don't roll any dice from this point forward. They're only going to get worse.
Yeah, now the table, the desk and the drawers are just filled with loads of notes and things. There's things like there's notebooks, there is there's letters, there's scraps of paper, and it's all covered in this almost illegible handwriting. Of several different types of almost legible handwriting, as in several different like people's accounts of things that have happened, and it's just a bombardment of information. It's like this is like the worst version of J. Jonah Jameson's desk.
All right, well that was pointless. Let's say we take them with us. If there is something in there, if there's a bunch of carnivorous butterflies that suddenly swarm us. I'd rather be focused on defending you guys than defending him. He, I don't think, stands a chance against anything.
No. We don't need to take him into the face of danger. We just need, if there is, of course, carnivorous butterflies who are preventing him from saving the world from some unknowable evil, just let that hang there for a second. If that is the case, we only need to take us to the cave. He doesn't need to face down any mythical butterflies.
Then who saves the world?
Him once he's opened his magical little box. And then we'll all be grateful and go for a beer in the Rolling Jade.
I don't know if he's old enough.
And if the omen comes to be true, then I will happily buy you all an ale.
Well, I've got nothing better to do till tonight. Although, maybe a nap would be better. But, I don't know. I feel kind of guilty trying to take this guy's money. Because that's what it's going to feel like.
The way you need to think of it, Nemea, is that we could otherwise be earning money else in other ways. We are not. Because he has asked us to undertake this job for him. You post on the board, you pay for the services you receive. Simple.
Alright then. I'm cool with it, I guess.
Good. Now, being as you've got such a close relationship with our dear Drogo, perhaps you could ask him to show us the way.
Nemea will go ahead and start towards the last place she saw Drogo.
So you closed the door behind her, didn't you?
Yeah, the door was closed and she closed the window, and I guess she's leaving the attic now.
Yeah. So if you opening up the door, he's just standing at the bottom of the stairs, just looking up.
Alright, Drogo, are you ready to go? We need to know where that cave is. And she tries to put on, like, Chip Cherry smile, like, this is gonna be great.
So I really don't want to go, but if I have to, then I will.
Wonderful! We're so excited to have you along.
Thrilled.
We'll get that key and you can save the world.
He's sort of like, he brightens up at that. He's like, yeah, I can save the world like I'm supposed to.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. So we can march off.
Yep. So he takes you out into the woods, basically. So leaving the city. You head out by the south gate, which is near the Singing Halflings. So you're heading out this way down here, and it takes about an hour or so into the woods through like it's not so much a road, but there is like a well-travelled path. It's clearly sort of like a path that's used by a lot of people. You get the feeling that maybe it's like a track that hunters use as well as other gatherers. Maybe things like alchemists looking for flowers and mushrooms and that sort of stuff as well. It is a well enough travelled route, and then you do find a clearing, and there is a cave near. At the edge of that clearing where the river is running through the forest. It cuts through like alongside a hill. It's like the river sort of like weaves around a hill, and the cave is built into the side of that hill.
Is this the place, Drago?
He's just like he's standing there about 20 feet away from the cave, just like nodding.
And you've been in here before?
And he just shakes his head.
You haven't been in here before?
And just shakes his head again.
So,
Is
forgive
this
me
the
for
cave?
asking.
He nods his head that it's the cave, but he hasn't been in it.
How do you know that the butterflies are in here?
He's just sort of shrugs.
Wonderful.
You know what? I'm starting to have doubts about this.
Oh, now you are having doubts. Good. Pook will cast light on the end of his quarterstaff. I suppose we're going in then.
Alrighty. Nemia will go ahead and draw her sword and her shield.
Yeah, Grokash will arm himself.
Okay, and then I will send you all onto the correct page. Which means I need to move some panels around so that I can actually reach them all in one go. That also reminds me I need to change the audio as well. Because you're still in the town according to audio. Where's the library? Oh, no, not the library. Where's the forest sound?
Although we're going to a cave, are we not?
You are going to a cave, but I don't have any cave. Actually, what? I don't know. Maybe I do. What do we think of this one?
Sure.
That'll do.
So what do we see, Mr. DM?
You can see everything that you can see.
Can I clearly see that that is indeed a spider web on the floor?
You can clearly see that there is a rather large spider web there, yes.
Alright, my faith has been restored. I'm on board.
Is this green person here? Is this Drago?
That's Drago. He's sort of like he's following along behind you, but he won't. Like they basically where he is. That is like the opening of the cave. He won't go in and he won't move forward any further than there.
Okay.
That's fine, I don't think we need him to.
Do I recognise the silk of that web? Is it very similar to what we saw at the house, or?
Did you see any silk at the house?
Yeah. Well, we were searching through the attic, so.
Oh yeah, no. So you saw the cobwebs. No, this doesn't seem to be the same as a cobweb. No.
Okay.
Now, is it like a gigantic web? I'm assuming based on the dimensions of the room, yes, it's a gigantic web.
It's a very, very large web. Yes.
Okay, Nemea will take her sword and she will just straight up poke it to see if, like, how sticky it is. If her sword sticks, if her sword cuts through it.
Have I got time to prevent her from doing that?
Let's have a dexterity save from you to see how quickly you can react.
Boosh!
I'd say you've got enough time to issue an order, as it were.
Can I slap my hand onto her wrist to prevent her from taking her sword any further forward and touching the web?
You have been prevented. Well, not prevented, but you've been alerted. Obviously, it's up to you if you still want to ignore that.
What's up?
Spiders sense movement in their web. That is how they catch their prey. Disturbing the web would be a very bad idea. Given the size of this web, this is not a small spider.
Alright then,
I should say, by the way, this cave, whilst the entrance is only about 15 feet high, so it's quite a tall entrance on it, but it's like it comes very sharply up, so it's like a 15 feet, almost like an arch, like a pointed arch. But when you start going deeper in, it very quickly ascends up into darkness. It's almost at the limits of your dark vision capabilities.
can Nemea see that she has a relatively... What does it look like? This is a relatively clear path around it. I see that one strand, but...
Other than that strand, it does seem to be relatively clear, yes.
Okay. So you want us to go around the web then?
That would be advisable, yes.
Alright then. First she's going to look and see if there's anything that looks that looks different than what might normally be in a cave. Anything shiny or any figures.
Let's have a perception check from you to see what you can see. You don't see any figure. I'm just going to scroll the stream view down a little bit just so you can see what you can see, which is, yeah, pretty much you can see that there is there does seem to be a few more webs, or there's only at least one other web that you can see. But there's no figures. There's nothing standing out as being worthy of attention.
As they're standing there looking at the web, Nemea looks back at Grokash to see how he's dealing.
So Grokash is like, his face is normal, but his body's pretty tense. And as we move, he's going to keep like really tight along this wall that I've just moved into.
I feel like that almost deserves a deception roll to see how good he is at hiding his fear. But I'm not gonna make you do that though. I'm not gonna make you do that. I'm not that horrible.
Before she starts moving, Nemea will comment to Nimriel. Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not too keen on this right now. But she'll start moving forward. And she'll do her best not to touch the web.
Okay, let's have a little athletics check from you to see whether or not you trip it by mistake. Pook, you're okay because of your height. Nah, yeah, you're fine. And Nimriel's okay as well. Oh.
God, fucking.
Sequence for out as well. That is a critical fail, and it's
That's impressive. You still got a 10 out of critical fail.
How do you have... never mind.
I need everybody. Massive favour, please, from everybody. Can you all roll initiative for me, please?
Motherfuckers.
That is not a small spider.
I like that. That is not a moth spider. No, it is. It is not. It is approximately that big.
I mean, like,
Where's the banana for scale?
You
that's
say,
like
where's the banana for scale?
I did.
I mean, its
Cunty
body is like
cunt.
5 foot long. That's as tall as. That's as long as a person. That's a big spider.
Is a big boy. Right, I need to select that and do that. Oakley pokes, and if I just do that. Now, before we do begins this, I'm going to quickly go for a wee, so I shall be right back.
Okay.
Are we taking a short break or?
Well, he's gone, so
Oh, it's gone now.
do what you will with that information.
Okay, I'm gonna be literally 2 minutes then if he's also gonna. So I'm gonna grab a drink and stuff.
Yeah, nice. I knew that kid was telling the truth. I believed him from the start, I did.
What precisely did you believe? Which part?
Me?
Yeah.
is insane. But Grokash, literally everything he said. Oh, Jesus.
Ugh. I'm back. Sorry about that. Righty. Oh, so we are going to be commencing with Pook. If everyone is ready.
I think you just ran off to get a drink, actually.
Ah, fair enough. Hey, Jem. Love you too. I showed off the presents that you got me. I wonder, should I make Grokash take some form of like nerve check to see whether or not he becomes frightened?
Well, I was on
'Cause
my
I mean-
turn. I was gonna cast heroism on myself.
Yeah, because I mean it's a big old spilly dider there, isn't it?
Yeah. No. Well, so if you want me to do, like, that's what I was gonna do anyway. So
Yeah.
if you
No,
want me
if
to
you're
test,
if you're going to do that as part of your turn, then that's fine. That's fine. Because what would have said when we come around to it and it come around to your turn anyway, we was like, okay, and then we'll think about making you do this. And if you then said, oh, I was going to cast Heroism, it's like that's fair enough. So yeah, it's not a problem. Oh, but yes.
fucking spiders.
So who saw this coming?
Yeah. I was saying that Grokash was on board from the start. He thought the kid was nothing but up front. Still weird though. Still very weird. Didn't like the mentions of like working with spiders. An alien notion.
photos of this character sheet. So who's gone to go and grab a drink?
That's a good question. Wes, I think.
Okay. How's everyone feeling going into this little scrap here?
Yeah, pretty good. We're gonna fuck shit up.
I like the confidence.
Trying to think of how to get this kid out of here alive.
He's probably a cultist.
Oh, if he is, I'll murder the shit out of him, I swear to God. Hate cultists.
Hello.
Hello.
I took that as a key to go get a drink quick.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we're all
Dakota
good
would
for
as
drink?
well.
I'm waiting.
Okay, you're
I'm
good.
ready.
So we're all here, we're all ready. Okay. Party ready. Spiders ready. Fight.
Do we get any cool combat music?
We can have a look at some cool cover music. Do. Oh. Hang on.
Mortal Kombat music.
No, I wasn't what I was gonna go for.
Test your might.
Gosh, that was a fun movie.
Yeah, it was so terrible.
I can't remember.
Have you seen the Street Fighter movie?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that one.
I absolutely love it, eh? It's so stupid.
It's so shit.
I'm gonna really say which one.
The one with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Kylie Minogue.
Yeah, that is one of the more daft ones. I did have a list of epic battle tracks I had, and I have now lost it.
Sounds about right.
Hmm.
I can certainly provide some suggestions to quickly find on the jukebox if you want.
Yeah, because there was one they used to do where they had like it had like 6 versions of it, or 6 different tracks we used to have. It was what we had before previously.
I mean, to be honest, if you go into jukebox and just search for battle, you generally get some really good ones.
Yeah, I did that, but I wanted to make sure the ones I'd seen before or heard before.
Okay, that's fine. I'll quickly hop into my game and get some, because there are some really cool ones there. One second, it's just loading. Here we go. How's about you go for Curse of the Scarab? It's Kevin MacLeod. So it's Incomptech or whatever it's called. Yeah, Incomptech. And search for Curse and it should come up.
Okay, I've just added that one in. So if we turn that off for the moment, and then
And if you want a second one, Darkling is also by Kevin MacLeod in there.
there we go. So we've got ourselves some Clump Uneza. So Pook, we're starting with you.
Okay. Drago, stay back there. Is if you needed to say it. Pook's going to take a couple of steps back. turn to face the spider, and he's going to cast Magic Missile. And I'm going to cast it at level 2.
Okie dokie.
So when I cast the spell, let's see. So 4 ram's heads, very similar to the iconography on the top of my quarterstaff, appear in front of Pook, and all of them simultaneously dash forwards and slam into the torso of the spider, doing 12 points of force damage.
It's actually going to be a little bit more than that because you haven't put in the upcasting on Magic Missile properly, because it's meant to be, because each level is a d4, isn't it? Each level is 1d4 plus 1.
Yeah, I would have thought, because it asked me what spell level I'm casting it at, so I would have thought
it hasn't added in the higher cast damage.
So that's 16 then.
It's again actually slightly more than that even,
Why's that?
because each time you cast it is 1d4 plus 1.
Yeah.
And you've only done the initial bit only did plus 1, so it would be plus 2 up to 18.
Nice. Yeah, so the 4 ram's heads all simultaneously slam into the side of this spider, dealing 18 points of force damage.
Fuck him up.
Pook will then slam his quarterstaff on the floor, turn to the rest of the party. Now it's your turn.
And Nimriel is the next one to react.
Is this within hitbox range?
It's still like up on the web. It's like it's revealed itself as it's like starting to come down the web. But it is still about 10-12 feet above you, so it's not in direct melee range at the moment. Actually, just to make it a little bit easier to see what's going on with that, I'm going to give it a little marker on it. Just to, there you go.
Can I set a ready action
You can ready an action, certainly.
to attack if this thing attempts to attack me or pass me?
Okie dokes.
And Nimriel is going to try to address the spider. See if it shows me.
You're incredibly quiet at the moment, my friend.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. This. I'll just type it once.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to temporarily turn you up as well. Alright. There we go. Okay, so I've just turned you up in my Discord as well. Just it's only like turned you up for me. I'm like turned up for everyone.
That's all.
Okay. No, it doesn't react or anything at all. And it is next to act, and it does come skittering along down towards you. So if you want to trigger off your held action. There you go.
Shit.
Yeah, that's actually just going to miss as its legs are moving so rapidly over the web. And it's going to come in and try to give you a nibble. But it does not pierce your armor.
Wait, what did it hit? What was the AC?
13.
It does.
It does.
I'm not wearing armor, remember?
Oh no, of course you haven't got your armor yet, is it? Oh yeah, so you take 9 points of piercing damage then, and also need a Constitution saving throw from you as well.
Why would you do that to yourself?
He's an honourable person.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I would do the same.
What was the other one, sorry? The last one?
Constitution saving throw. Yep, so you're fine on that bit. You also take 6 points of poison damage.
Ouch.
And it is Grokash's turn.
So first I'll cast heroism on myself.
Mm-hmm.
And then releasing, just like screaming the loudest roar I can muster, I'm going to move up and just into engagement range. Obviously, I can't attack this turn.
What is the duration on heroism? Because that's very weirdly phrased.
That's a good question.
Until the spell ends, the creature is immune to being frightened and gains temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability at ability modifier at the start of each of its turns, which implies
1 minute.
You've gained. What is your spellcasting modifier?
Charisma, which is 3.
Okay, so you gain one assumes that means that each turn you get 3 temporary hit points. Now, do they
correct?
Do they then stack up each turn as well, or just like it refreshes up to 3?
Hit points can't stack.
I know they can't normally stack, but I was wondering because it's from the same source. If maybe it was because I haven't seen Heroism use that often.
How I've played it in the past is that you get 3, so if it goes below 3, it just goes back to 3. Oh yeah, the amount.
I assume it would be the way you'd work it, but I just wanted to double check because, like I said, I haven't seen that spell used that much. So you're running up to it and going, "Brah, oh cash."
Yeah, the yell was more for my benefit than its. But
what would Nimir like to do?
Right,
it is now in melee range. It is now in strikeable distance.
She's going to go ahead and step forward so she's able to use her protection. And she will actually... No, she will go ahead and attack.
And your sword strike bounces off of its shitless hide.
Alright, that will be... what she's gonna look back at Drogo. What's his expression look like?
He's
body
just...
language.
He's just standing there, seemingly catatonic.
Catatonic, you say?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so... Like glazed eyes? Is he looking at the spider, or like is his face in the direction of the spider?
He is looking in. He's looking at you guys now, facing off against the spider, and he's just like just standing, staring.
Okay, so no gauge of emotion on his face.
No.
Okay, all right.
He appears to be like he's just not even there. Lights are on, but nobody's home.
That will be her turn.
Okay. Pook.
Goddamn cultists.
Yes. Okay. So we're all kind of engaged with the spider at the moment. That's fine. I think Pook at this time will bring out the skullcracker and attempt to hit this thing in the side of his abdomen.
Okay.
And just not. Just not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
Pook will then shout out to all of them, "Stay out of its web!" and move slightly to the side to get a better view of it for his next rock.
Okay. And Nimriel. Ty.
Nimriel's dead.
He's using fighting spirit. Your intensity in battle can shield you and help you strike true. As a bonus action on your turn, you can give yourself... Oh, shit, son. Advantage on weapon attack rolls until the end of the current turn. When you do so, you also gain 5 temporary hit points. So you gain 5 temporary hit points, as well as hitting in with a critical strike for 19 total points of damage, which is just enough to finish that one off.
That one.
Smug look on her face.
So you twirl your sword around and take its head off, and it flops to the floor, does that thing where like the legs all crunch up along itself.
Oh fucking hell no. Shut up. Well, they skitter around before they like close in.
No, basically just like it tries to recoil away and...
4 people then.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you meant the thing where the legs kind of like shoot out and back in a couple of times as they spasm.
No, it's like when
Yeah.
What's the thing is like, sometimes when you see like a spider, like a dead spider, and it's all like curled up on itself.
Yeah, stiff.
It's done like that, yeah. So I mean, just so you know as well, a lot of time when you see that, you're not actually seeing a dead spider. Most of the time when you do see that, it's a spider that's already shed its skin, which means that spider, it's still alive somewhere, it's quite happy, and it's ever so slightly bigger.
Lovely.
True.
We still in battle?
No, you're now, there is nothing else that is immediately to hand as a threat that you can see.
Namia will kind of toe the body with a hoof, and she'll look up, and since she has dark vision, does she
There's
see...
another spider! No, there isn't.
Does she see anything up there, like a nest of sorts?
No. You can see. She can see. Like a lot of time when spiders they have their web, they'll do themselves like a little, like a shielded off area where they can secrete themselves to be hidden out of the way. You see that. Now that you know that there was definitely a spider up there, and you're looking more intently for it, you do see the little spider hole that it had created for itself.
She'll turn to put attention on Drogo and say, Hey, Drogo.
No
Hey.
response.
I think our friend here is, not doing so good. And she actually tosses a bit of a glare at Pook.
But I don't know why he came into the cave in the first place.
I mean, basically, where he's standing, he's only just not in daylight. That's how much the opening of the cave where that area is.
Why don't we move him outside? Maybe I don't know what's wrong with him, but he doesn't look good. She'll kind of poke him with a finger.
He just like slowly turns and looks at her. Looks like a deadpan expression on his face.
She'll wave his hand in front of his face. Hello?
We won't get as much silk now. We won't get as much silk.
What the fuck is wrong with this guy?
Where to start? I say we head into the cave further.
Namia's gonna guide him out, at least into the sunlight.
He seems like really out of sorts now. He doesn't actually want to go out there. He's like, we didn't know that this is where the spiders were.
Well, do you want your key or not, kid?
Well, I thought this is where the butterflies were. I didn't. Oh, maybe. Maybe the spiders knew what the butterflies were doing and they came here to trap them. Maybe the spiders were here to help us and you just killed one.
Namia's gonna look down the cave and yell at Pook, "What the fuck are you doing? Stop!"
Is this guy quite feeble?
No, he looks like a young 20 to 25-year-old man.
But is he frail? Does he look like he's skinny?
No, he doesn't look particularly, he just looks to be of average build.
Namia looks at Nimril and says, I mean, we could just try to convince him to give us the money and then take him back home.
I'm not going to give you as much money now. You've damaged the livelihood of my family. I won't be able to afford to give you the money. We was going to be...
Hold on now. You led us to this cave.
I didn't know the spiders were here. This is where I thought the butterflies were.
So why didn't you say something when you saw the big ass spider web?
Because I was
While
shocked.
this guy is distracted, can I knock him unconscious, please?
You can do yeah, but you can certainly feel free
I'll
to
even
try.
walk behind him and take advantage of that. He's very slow.
Oh shit, man.
I mean, what do you think? Like, is that
Yeah, I'd be happy with that.
Pook hearing the commotion.
Right now, it seems to be something of a problem because
Well-
he's looking to pay us less. He brought us here. He's confused about actually what the fuck even is here in the first place. And he's shady as fuck.
Yeah,
He's just gonna push past Nimri at this point, and he's just saying like, I've got to see if the rest of the spiders are. Oh, didn't mean to move you there. Sorry.
He's gonna grab the back of his shirt to try and stop him.
Moving tokens all at once.
Sorry, I was spinning her around.
You want to try and stop him moving, yeah?
Yeah, just grab the back of his shirt to keep him where he is.
He seems like, for lack of better words, he seems enthralled by the spiders. Is that weird?
No,
He had spider eggs inside him.
He's
He's
actually able to just basically just like slip out of your grip and keep on moving. He stops for a moment in front of this the spider that's dead, and so like he reaches down and pats pats the head on the head.
No.
Did he
fuck
not
this
say
cunt.
that he has never been in here? And
He
to
did.
go from being so scared to entering the cave, better
Dragon.
so big.
Now, this may be very difficult for you to accept, but you trust your mother, don't you?
He's like looks at you for a moment and says, Almaster Warren Jebedo.
Oh
Mechan.
shit! Fucking Christ!
Of course, I trust my mother.
Right.
What I don't trust are the people that I've supposedly hired to help me trying to get into my blind spot.
Now,
What the fuck? Nah, knock this cunt out. He's
I'm
done.
just gonna knock him out. I'm just gonna slap him
Dragon.
on the side of my blade straight over the face if this continues.
listen. Having spoken to your mother, as I hoped you would have done, you would know that your family, the Drago family, are distributors of silk. You don't make silk.
Because I must get the key. It'll be here somewhere. The spiders must have laid a trap for the butterflies.
Yes, and I'll stand in front of him, literally, so he can't move unless he pushes me.
Which he will do.
I will resist.
That's gonna be.
Can I just grab him? Can I physically restrain him?
Oh, go on, give us a grapple. See what you can do.
My page overloads. I shall do that. Where is it?
Hang on. It's gonna be. Can that be an assisted grapple, please?
Are you kidding? God
Can it
damn
be an
it.
assisted grapple, please? Hello?
Go on then, Sap. Roll the athletics one more time. Badger.
Oh wow.
Really?
So no, he just like deftly slips past your grip and says like, I've had enough of this silliness now.
Speaking of enough silliness,
See how his tone changes.
Pook will look directly at him, and seeing that our efforts of trying to stop him are just not working at all, Pook will slam his quarterstaff into the ground and cast Hold Person on him.
Yeah, it's a wisdom saving throw. for
Good
this.
move.
Glad one of us has got something like that. I really didn't want to have to do something physically harmful to others.
I was very much prepared to knock him out. It's really first spiders, now weirdness. No, fucking.
So he stops and pauses for a moment. You see he's able to quickly sort of like shake it off, and then a scimitar is in his hand,
Oh fuck this shit.
flashing
Whoa.
towards Pook.
No.
No.
I have time
no.
to
Do I have time to react at this point?
Well, you did just cast Whole Person on him, so I'm going to say that you're somewhat surprised at this happening.
Mm-hmm.
But we
can
will. we will put this into. I'll put him on the on the initiative.
Well, you've already got my turn there.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Can I
So
use
this-
this? Sorry. So as a reaction, it lets me attack if there's an enemy who moves into range.
Well, see, because he was kind of already in range.
But he wasn't an enemy.
Yeah, but that's not
Right.
really. Not
It's
So-
a
really. Good point.
loophole.
Pook,
Yeah, right.
Pook will look directly at Drago at this point, and Pook will say, "I am really getting tired of your attitude, and what I think you should do is I think you should turn around, and I think you should go and sit at the cave entrance until we've done what we've come here to do." And so he needs to make a wisdom saving throw as I've just cast suggestion at him.
Which he also passes.
Since Pook was
He's-
able to cast 2 spells, I'm going to go ahead and move forward.
Yeah, I was gonna say because that was 2 action spells actually, wasn't it? Wasn't it? Because it was.
Yeah, well, the first one was just we weren't in combat or in anything, and then
Yeah. It's because it wasn't in combat. As I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying because it was 2 action spells, she can move.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, so he's just going to look at you and just say, "No, as you've said, this is enough of this silliness now. You're going to stay here, have fun with the spiders, and have fun with me. The spiders can't generate silk unless they've been fed, after all."
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, 6 damage, 18 AC.
Yep, that's what I thought. Dead.
He deflects that with his scimitar, just about.
Wow.
I've got a character sheet. I was kind of had to like think of something on the fly for him as to who he was going to be, in terms of as a stat panel to use for him. Yeah, he manages as you're swinging that in. He's obviously heard something on there. It is literally like to the number he manages to deflect it.
Just for the sake of the plan. Just to check.
No, you got the higher attack for it anyway. Okay, so then it is. So that was your attack there then, and so then it is around to him. You guys have gone and got him fully surrounded, so he's going to use his bonus action. He's going to let out a whistle. Which means I need to be onto this one.
Goddamn nerds with their goddamn spider friends.
Oops. Put them all onto the token layout. And then it is his action, which is 1 attack with his scimitar that he is carrying, which is going to. Who's we going to go for? Where's my box of dice? Look at who's going to go for. Randomize this a little bit. Are you all, with the exception of Grokash, you're all in range, aren't you? Yeah.
Grokash is in range.
Not in range of a 5-foot strike, he's not.
Oh.
Yeah, gosh. Calm down.
Well, I thought he meant us being in range to attack him.
No. But he's going to be attacking Nemea first of all.
Alrighty, that's the way she likes it.
And with his scimitar flashing out horrendously. Does a 19 hit you?
It does.
That'd be 7 points of slashing damage. And you know what? Fuck it, why not just turn this back on?
What happens when you get double advantage?
There is no such thing as double
Nothing.
advantage.
You just still have advantage.
Yes. And it is the turn of this giant spider, which was this one. That's that one there. Okay. Which one's it? Skittering corner there. Grikash.
I'm just going to fucking whale him non-lethally. But
It's really sweet that you of all people remembered to say that, but I didn't say it.
fuck this nerd right out.
He's already used his parry, so we can't use it again. Okay. So that's a total of 14.
What are we, the Power Rangers? You attacking through me?
Well, he's got a
Yep.
glaive, so he's basically he can like reach around you essentially.
Yeah, we're doing some that fancy like dancing fighting from Power Rangers.
Yeah. And Nemea.
Alright, Nemea will use Commander's Strike. First she's got to attack though, so that may have been a futile statement. She's gonna try and use non-lethal damage. Okay then.
That's a miss.
Ruh-roh.
Right.
So, do I have to roll to see if I attack someone else?
That's just what I'm going to work out now.
Okay.
So you've overextended yourself going in for the kill. Your opponent gains advantage on their next attack roll. As long as
okay.
As long as it's attacking you, it gains advantage against you.
Okay. That will, since she didn't hit, that will be her turn.
Okay.
Oh wait, don't I get an advantage because we're flanking? I'm sorry. I mean, it's past now, but for future.
Yeah, he is completely surrounded, so yeah, you would have had advantage on that.
Okay. Well, note to self. Okay.
Yeah. And the turn of this giant spider. Which one is this one? It's that one there. Okay. Skitter. Pook.
Okay. So I can probably hear those spiders and what have you, like, moving behind me, right?
Yeah. Yeah, these ones they're quite large. They're not quiet when it comes to their skitterings. They're quite large.
I'm not mapping anything out at all.
Anybody played some of the older Resident Evil games?
Pook is going to hold an action to cast a spell when the next spider approaches and kind of enters in this area here. He's going to wait for them to clump up. Hang on, it's not pinging. Oh, I know why. I'm going to wait for the spiders basically to clump up and come through this bottleneck.
Okay.
So I'm going to hold an action. Okay, and that's my turn.
Nimriel straight away going in with the attack. With a 16 against him, and that is not enough. He nimbly dodges out the way of that one. He's like leans to the side, and the sword flashes past him.
What's he wearing?
He seems to be just wearing leather, or like leather type armor.
He's got like 20
So like it's sort of like he's wearing a sort of like a stylized leather cuirass.
Tell you what, I'm actually.
Wow.
On that one, he will use his reaction to get his sword in the way of that one and parry that one out of the way.
Good fucking lord.
Swine.
I'm cutting
I
this
knew I
red
didn't
sword
like this
hand
kid.
off.
I fucking knew it.
Okay.
Is that triggering your held action?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me just check something. Yeah. So, as far as I'm aware, if I target this square there, I should, in a 20-foot radius, basically hit all of them with what I'm about to do.
Okay, bear with me a second. What I'll do is I'll find one of the spells that is that size, and I'll just put it down to give you an idea.
That's a 20-foot radius. That's a 20.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was. Yeah. That was enough to hit them all, right?
That is enough to hit all of those ones there that you can see, yes.
Yeah, okay. Seeing that these spiders have grown closer, Pook is going to pull from his pouch a pinch of sand mixed, and he's going to very quickly crush into it some rose petals and throw it towards that direction, and he's going to cast Sleep.
Okey-dokey. Let's see how much you can do. None of them are affected.
Serious?
Yep.
Oh, well, fuck. And that is audibly what Pook will say.
It's a turn of the bandit captain, who, seeing as Nemir has left herself open and overextended, is going to actually focus his attack over in that direction. And strike in with an 18.
18 meets beats.
And that's 7 points of slashing damage for you, my dear. And it's a turn of... which spittle die, that one there. This one is still on the roof, but moving fast and visible. And is going to go skidder. But that one's on the roof, so that one's up like 30-40 feet above you. And then this one, which is on the ground level, is... oops. And going to go skidder, but it's going to go up along the wall, so it's kind of like semi above you. He's in range, he's in reach, but it's along the wall. And from there, that one is actually going to try and fling a web at Pook.
Wonderful.
And flung. I don't believe the 12 is going to hit you somehow. Hello? Oh, hang on. Yeah,
12 will hit.
12 will hit you. So you have taken 3 points of damage, and you are restrained. Unless. Oh no, yeah, no, you're automatically restrained, but you can burst free on your turn with a strength check.
Okay.
So for the moment, you are restrained. But 3 points of damage from the impact of the web against you.
Okay, good.
Grokash.
I will continue to non-lethally beat this motherfucker's ass.
And with both of those strikes, he is able to nimbly dodge out of your way.
God damn it.
Given that
Oh,
Pook is
no.
restrained, he doesn't count as being flanked anymore, either, does he?
Probably not.
If he's restrained to the point you can't take action, then I guess so.
Well, restrained puts him down to 0 speed, but it's kind of like he's covered up in web, so...
Is I thought restrained actually just stopped you from doing
No, I think it means that your attacks have disadvantage and attacks against you have advantage, and your speed is reduced to 0 if memory serves. But there's so many of the status effects that are very similar to each other.
The restrained creature speed becomes 0. It can't benefit from any bonus to its speed. Attack rolls against the creature have advantage, and the creature's attack rolls have disadvantage. The creature has disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
Yeah, so I would say that given the fact that its attack rolls have disadvantage and its speed has become 0, I would say just common sense says that it can't really provide advantage to its allies.
I don't know, if I can still attack.
You can still attack, but it's...
That's fine. That's
to be, actually, you know, you would still have him. You'd still have him surrounded at that point. So yeah, let's say he was still. You know, the others will still be attacking him at advantage.
Okay.
So I can use to roll both those twice then.
Yeah. So I was gonna say. Okay. So if you Grokish, you want to roll those again. Just roll each one once again.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
Yeah. So he.
My boy.
He can't do anything about those. So that's 17. So those wounds bite quite deeply into him. And Nemea.
Alright, Nemea is going to this time use Commander's Strike.
So you're fulfilling your attack?
Yes, and she will say to Nemea, knock this fucker out. To say to Nemriel, knock this fucker out.
Just bigging herself up. Do it, bitch! You got this!
And you add 4 to your damage.
Oh, nice.
12 then. I really wanted to cut his sword arm off, or the hand at least, but since you said knocked out, I guess that's the command.
Okay.
Well, I don't think you have to follow explicit instructions. More like, you go, not me. I think is.
But I do like that she did though. I do like that she did.
Okay.
And skitter.
I'm amazed this guy's still in one piece. Can't have much health left.
And
He fooled us with inanity.
You are going to be having a spider web flung at you as well, Nemea. Don't know why we've gone French, but we are. That's gonna miss, so a bunch of web arcs away from you there. And Pook!
Do I have to make a strength save, or can I try and wiggle out of them or something?
It is a strength check to burst the webbing. But the webbing can also be attacked and destroyed that way as well.
Okay, I will attempt to break free of the webs.
Let's have a strength strength check. Hey, you bust out.
Wow, look at that.
Do I turn the webs into a lasso that I can then use to lasso a spider with? I'm nat 20, man.
You did, but I was going to say that nat 20 just means that Namir is now moist. That's all that nat 20's done.
I don't need a nat 20 for that. Boom. Okay. Let me think. I will turn to this spider and in a Pook classic fashion, I'm going to distend my jaw and cast a ray of sickness in his general direction.
That does actually just about hit it.
Okay.
And for some peculiar reason, why? Can someone explain to me why spiders that are able to deal poison damage do not have resistance to poison damage? Why is
They can
this?
still be poisoned.
Well, I mean, the poison's contained in sacs. It's not like it's going through their bloodstream.
It's a fair point.
What's that thing about a tarantula hawk or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if it could, it wouldn't be the same poison.
It would just strike me.
This is Pook poison.
Yeah, it just strikes me. Which one is it? The one that's on the wall.
Yeah. It needs to make a Constitution save.
Yeah, it did, and it failed.
Oh, does it fall off the wall as well?
It does not fall off the wall.
Unfortunately, no, but it is poisoned.
And so that's 9 points of poison damage, and poison basically means that it's doing shit at disadvantage, doesn't it?
Yeah, essentially.
And Nimriel. Okay.
Aiming for his wrist. Aiming for his wrist.
It's fine, you hit him. GG, you hit him.
Lethal force.
And this spider's going to come in here and attempt to give Pook a little nibble.
I didn't
Goes-
agree to this.
Chitter, chitter, nibble, 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 chitter, chitter, nibble. And he's just hit you. It wasn't a critical hit, but it was a hit for 22. And he's dealt max. He hit
Jesus.
the to hit roll was 22.
Oh,
I was gonna say he's hit you with a 22. But he has dealt max damage on that roll, which means we're going to be rolling a D100. And you need to pick a number between 1 and 100.
29.
29.
Good number.
Yeah, it was a good year.
What, 1929?
Any 29, you know,
All the 29s.
all of them.
I need that one. And that was a 16, so that is no permanent injury.
Yay!
But you do need to make a Constitution saving throw. So you've taken 11 points of piercing damage, but in a Constitution saving throw, see whether or not, or see how much poison damage you take. And you take 6 points of poison damage, but you are not poisoned.
Right, so I take 17 damage total.
17 damage total.
God. Pal?
And the Drago is going to take the disengage action to move out of the way to there. Actually, no, it wouldn't. Oops. Shit. Tokens overlapping. Big tokens, little tokens. He was there, wasn't it? Yeah. So actually, where can he move to that will get him? He actually can't get completely out of. Oh no, he can move to there because it's a 10-foot move as a part of a disengage action, isn't it?
Attack of opportunity!
He's done disengage.
No! No!
I appreciate that.
He's moving to there, and then he's going to use. So that's he's acting disengaged, and then he's going to use his move to. Oh, fucking spider tokens are far too big for what they're meant to be. So he's going to move to there. And it is the turn then of this spider, which is this one here, which is still along the roof. He's going to skitter over to here, and it's going to fling a web at Nimriel. Le flung! That's a 7, so that's going to miss. And in turn of the spider that's on
Did
the
it grow cash?
No, it did not.
We don't want Grokash too scared. His ass might run away.
Fuck you!
It'll be stuck down. It's fine.
This one's going to fling away with Grokash.
Brilliant, bitch.
And it's going to miss. Grokash, it's your turn.
that's right. Oh god. Alright.
I know that spider's like half like out of the cave, but you have to imagine that it's like up the wall.
Oh, he's got his window cleaning stick.
I'm going to charge at it and very
Oh.
lethally.
Very, he's being very lethal with 18 points. Okay.
then that's-
Nimir
Is going to move forward in order to assist Pook.
looking a little bit
And-
poorly.
Yeah, she will go ahead and make her attack.
That's not a crit fail, is it? It's not far off a crit fail, is it?
No. But she will use Rally as her bonus action.
Okay.
7 temporary HP for Puka.
Nice. Thank you.
And then this Spedia is going to. First thing it's going to do, because it's how they work. Yeet! He's going to fling a web at Nimriel. Le flung. 14.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Well, that tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah, I can get it fucking armor.
You are restrained. And Pook.
Pook, in mild panic, will cast Magic Missile at the one in front of him. Again, bringing forth 4 ram's heads just to slam straight into it.
I like that you said in mild panic. I feel like that requires a deception roll.
That's 14 points of force damage.
Yes, you still need to adjust the spell when you get a chance, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And I'm not going to move because I really don't fancy another attack like that.
Nibble, nibble. Nibble, nibble, Nimriel!
Right. That spider that them two are beside, is that within 10 feet of me?
Say again?
The spider that them two, sorry, one sec. The spider them two are beside, is that 10 feet away from me?
No, it's not within 10-foot reach. The one that's, to be fair, the tokens aren't really very helpful for this because of the size that they are, and like technically the token is within that size of you, but the creature wouldn't be. I mean, think of it as being the body of the spider, not its legs. If you can get the body or the head.
Is it a saving throw or just a normal strength check to get out of there?
It is a strength check. You are still restrained. You're in a hentai at the moment.
Oh god.
Well, she's not wearing her armor, and she's just had white stuff spat all over her from a monster.
Only you were thinking that.
Well, now we all are.
Nope, I'm still not.
More
thinking
accurately,
that.
now you all can't unthink it.
No, I've not gone all red bus. It's fine.
Right, okay, so then it's the giant spider, this one that is attacking Pook, and Nimriel. Let's see who's going to go for, not Nimriel, Nimir is going to go for Nimir. And...
I don't feel like I can say thank the heavens at this point.
Nibble, nibble. The 10, it doesn't pierce your armor.
It does
No, I
not.
could have took that. It's fine. I could have tanked that.
And that's this guy who's going to reach into his pocket. Oh, fuck me! He just managed to roll the max on that. You hear a faint glugging sound.
No. Everybody knows that giving NPCs potions of healing is cheating.
Bullshit.
Everybody knows mini bosses don't count as NPCs.
They're not real people.
They don't have a fucking life.
They have families too. You met
Yeah, we
Mama.
know this because we've met her.
And this one is going to attempt. Is it going? Oh, does it even have its web back? Yes, that one does as well. God, these spiders. It's going to attempt to fling its web at two. Well, there's 4 of you it can see, and has line of sight to, line of bum to. It's going for... Oh, brilliant. I could not be happier. I could not be happier. Grokash.
No.
Does a 17 hit you?
I think it does. Yeah, no.
You've been webbed, friendo.
Not for long. I'll be out. Coming for you, Spidey.
Well, just for now. There you go. Have a nice little web token on you just for now, so you can feel special. And then the one that is standing next to you is going to attack you with advantage because you're restrained. Nibble, nibble. Oh, I only rolled a 12. Even with advantage, I only rolled a 12.
That's right, bitch. Back up.
It's your turn. Now, bear in mind, if you want to break free, it is your action.
Can I cut my way out?
You can do that. That would also technically would be an action to basically to attack the webbing.
Yeah.
And the attack would be at disadvantage because that's how it
Oh,
works.
bugger.
When you're restrained, your attacks are at disadvantage.
Yeah, I'll roll that one twice.
You do still manage to land the attack though, so you do manage to cut your way free.
With my bonus action, I want to attack the stupid spider. Yeah, take that, bitch.
Wow, max damage. Nice.
Yeah. It literally only just touches it as well.
Poke it right in the eye.
But which one?
Nemia's gonna shout, "We need to reconnoiter," and she's going to.
Does she mean regroup?
Yes. She
No, as in recon.
Isn't it? Wait, is that not what that means? I did not.
Reconnoiter means heading out to see what's going on. It's scouting.
Yeah.
Excuse my mistake. I did not know that. I thought it meant regroup.
No, regroup is regroup. It's also why the
Regroup means regroup, just for future reference.
I didn't mean to sound quite as much of a dick as I did meant to be honest.
I mean, you do that quite well.
It's Pinterest all over again.
Well, she's going to say, instead of "we need to reconnoiter," she's going to say "we need to regroup." But she's going to attack. Oh, actually, question: can she use her turn to protect Pook as he goes away? Like, I know she has her protection, and she can use that. But like, can she take a whole turn just to be like, "Okay, Pook, back the fuck up"?
You can do the help action in combat, which provides advantage to an ally.
Okay, so either way, it's going to be either he gets an advantage or the spider gets disadvantage.
Yeah. It's a bit of a tricky one to do, really.
In terms of metagaming, I would attack and save your reaction to give it disadvantage.
Yeah. That is what she will do.
You are
Okay.
really not. I think you're nervous about seeing your man being hurt.
Apparently so. I just can't handle it. I gotta buckle up. She will. You know what she's gonna do? She's gonna go ahead and back up, and hope to take an attack of opportunity so Pook can't.
It does indeed go to attack you because it's just a dumb spider. It rolls a 23.
That does indeed hit.
So that's 7 points of piercing damage and a Constitution saving throw, please, my dear.
Mademoiselle.
Oh, merde, you're fine.
Alrighty. She no longer has those 7 HP, and she's yelling
you
at
take
Pook
5
to
points
come
of
back.
poison damage, by the way. You don't get poisoned, but you still take 5 points of poison damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Click.
Um,
And it is the giant spider over here, which does not get its web back, so instead it is now going to come a little bit closer to Nimriel and attempt to give her a nibble.
Oh, but it's got to roll at disadvantage, cause boom, kapow!
Added on a kaboom. I like it.
Just cause you want me to drop kapow, so you can have it. Shush your mouth.
It is very peculiar that you can do that when you're not actually within 5 feet of the monster. I know it's the word of it, but it still struggles to wrap my head around that.
Shield toss.
Yeah. It's like just throws the shield, Captain
Well,
America
it's
style.
not so much that I'm deflecting the. I
you're,
think of
yeah,
it
it's
like.
you're like
yeah.
nudging Nimriel out of the way more than anything else. Yeah. So, but the two attack choices it has, as one high and one low, is 1 to 20, 1 to 24.
What?
It rolled a 19 and it rolled a 15. So does a 20 hit you?
They both hit me.
That'd be 4 points of piercing damage then, and a Constitution saving throw, please. And you're fine for that, so you don't get poisoned. You just take 3 points of poison damage. Pook.
Another 3 damage.
Three. Yeah, so you take 5 points of piercing damage and 3 points of poison damage, but you are not poisoned.
Taking
Where
advantage.
did I get far from?
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, 4 points of piercing damage and 3 points of poison damage. Sorry.
Alright, okay.
Taking
So,
advantage
my brain went weird.
of Nimir's distraction, Pook will take some steps back, distend his jaw again, and cast a ray of sickness on this spider.
Okey-dokey.
Oh, that hits.
Oh, that'll do it. And that one drops to the floor.
Yes! I get to use Grim Harvest for the first time. I gain 3 hit points. Yeah, buddy. As I suck the life force from the spider as it dies.
I like the idea. Basically, it's like you're vomiting out, and then people like they do that thing where like they let spit drop and then they slurp it back up.
Yeah.
Oh,
no. I think you basically just did that to the spider.
Yeah, buddy.
All I did was eating at a party, ended up throwing up, but then thought, fuck it, more food. I just ate the remains.
I'm essentially Brian Griffin.
You gonna read that?
Yeah.
Steam throat.
It's just like you kill the spider by vomiting on it, and you poke Nimir and like point at the spider and just say, "Are you gonna eat that?" Nimriel.
Yeah, let's see if I can break free again. Does this thing have a time on it, or is it just permanently on me?
No, it is on you till it's not. You bust out.
No. I don't think I have anything I can use.
What we'll do is just notice on the time as well. We're going to make this the last pass through the initiative order, and then we'll be stopping for this week.
Can I pass under the spider with movement?
That one is on the ground, so you can pass under it, but you may attract an attack of opportunity. It depends on where you're moving to. So if you're still within like its attack range, yeah, you're fine there.
I'm done.
You're done there. Okie dokie, and it is then the turn of Zir. That's the dead spider. And it's the turn of this guy, who is going to step out from around the rock. and just start hurling abuse at you, saying that you've ruined his family, that they'll never be able to sell any of their bolts of silk again, that you'll rue the day that you chose to go against him.
Nice.
Where did this come
Real
from?
hell abuse to him in Celestial.
This spider that is still along the roof will move over to here. Does he get his web back again? This spider's just got like infinite reloads. Oops. I'm gonna move this one out of the way because otherwise it's gonna get in the way as a token.
Is this one still on the roof?
It's still on the roof, yeah, so it's like about 20-30 feet above you at this point because of how the cave dynamic changes on the inside. And who's it going to fling its web at? Well, we've got 3 of you there. That actually, all of you are kind of in its line of bum sight. No, it can't hit you properly. It can't hit you properly. No, you're right. It's going for Grokash again.
Fine.
Bring it.
Punk.
Beware the bum! Beware the bum charge. The 14?
No.
Misses you on that one.
Nah, mate. Nah.
Then Zispada, welcome back, Kane. Zispada is going to attempt to give Grokash a nibble anyway. As it goes chitter chitter, nibble. With a 7 to hit. Ain't going to work. Grokash, your turn.
I'm gonna fuck it up. I'm
You're
tempted
going
to
to
try and bite it,
try.
but I won't.
You're going to try.
I'm gonna
And we love
fucking
you for
succeed.
it.
Go on it.
You
Literally.
miss with the initial strike, but the return stroke is enough to knock it down from the wall and kill it.
Yeah, told ya. Fucking called it.
To be fair, more by luck than judgment.
Also, do I get an assist for that one? That's the one I cast Rare Sickness on first.
Yeah, sure. At the bottom right of your view, you see K/D/A. Underneath A, a little 1 appears.
Yeah, no, it'd be 2 at the moment. I'm like 1, 2, 0. It's fine.
Okay.
As it falls off and starts curling its legs up, I want to ram my boot through its fucking face.
That seems entirely unnecessary. You take a point of morale damage for being an evil bastard.
I'll take it.
What? That's total bullshit.
It is entire bullshit, but it's funny to say it. We don't have morale damage. I'll just make it so Spider's crawling in his ear later. When he's asleep, because when you're sleeping, spiders crawl over your face and rub their penises.
Rubbish.
Yeah, fucking rubbish.
Wait, so that shouldn't happen?
Yeah. Nemea. This is the last turn of the night.
Make it a good one.
Alrighty.
Rolls a 5 to attack.
Probably. She's going to go ahead and intervene here. And she will attack.
Okay, you'll get advantage on that one because of position, so you can.
Oh
that's,
my god.
That is unfortunate.
What a way to end it.
She will go ahead and use her bonus action though. I mean, not her bonus action, her action surge.
Yeah.
And attack again.
Oh,
Oh
god!
my
Oh god! Oh. Have you like switched over to rolling d10s or something?
I hope not.
That's a crit.
Jesus, it's like, oh wow. They're just not having it, are they? Crikey, oh. So, yeah, we're back to the top of the board, but that is where we're going to end tonight. So when we come back into this next week, we'll be jumping straight back into this combat. So we're going to end the recording there, and I'll get this one uploaded onto YouTube probably first thing in the morning because it is getting kind of late now, and I want to chill out for a little while. So say bye, everybody. Say bye to the YouTube people. Bye, YouTube people.
Bye.
Bye.
And I shall stop the recording.
I'm gonna have to jet off.